night lights with the full moon shining upon everyone's soul. Who am I? The goddess of the moon, the hostess with the mostest. I am the high priestess Phoenix, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist. No, because when I said the witch thing, what happened at Walmart? Anyways, sorry, I'll tell you about the story. I am your guru and your yogi, your ultimate true messenger of God. There might be another. I want to see this, brother. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God, brought back to life, reincarnated. I am the Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page. Anything in my shorts and my latest live video. Whew, you guys. First off, let me start with, because I've been practicing all the way up the stairs, the Audacity. What the fuck is wrong with people? We're going to get to that. I can't believe it. That's what got me off my ass. That and POC. And okay, hold up, swole up. Really? I got all of them. This moment's been coming. Every year I say I'm going to do this shit. What shit? I gotta go talk to the boys in the hood and tell them what's good. And realistically, every year I become more of a freak. It becomes more freaky. So they're like, what? They want me to roll up. I'll roll up. Don't start with the shit. They're with the shit, bro. What? My spirit guides and the other guys and all the guys and Easy Motherfucking E and those guys and which guys and everyone that they prayed to a Ouija with. Ouija, are you with me? Mo murder me now. Dear Mr. Ouija. Those guys. Which guys? It's the thuggish, ruggish bow. Really? Yeah, I have a soul attachment to these guys since, oh shit, probably the beginning of time. Did I know that? I mean, I became very aware of some bullshit. Realistically, yeah. And then they're tied up to my twin flame. Ah, fuck. Really? Yes. My twin flame is doing a show with them in town, like they always do. And I always say I'm going to be there for that show because I have to do it because of, you know, spiritual fucking contracts and purposes and whatnot. It's like, oh, shiznit. That happened. Realistically, yeah. But some other shit happened. All day I was highly blessed, and oh my god, how favorable was I. Realistically, let's not use those. Let me get our dark cards out. Nope, no Kali yet. These ones, yes. These ones, yes. Ooh, the demons, yes. I saw the demons. Demons, yes. No. And we got to talk about magic attacks and Santa Muerte. Does anybody know about Santa Muerte? Can somebody search it up? I was not that goddess. I know nothing about such goddess. I guess we should see what level of hell you're dealing with. Fuck the shadows. I mean, the dark mirrors. Okay, I think I got what we need to get our party started. Are you ready to cry and, you know, bring out a side of you that you haven't seen in, like, oh so long? Which is probably going to be appalling and painful and devastating and things in your life that you never really want to face? Really? Yeah, that's what we do over here. What the fuck do you think you're doing? We wait all week to do this. Can I show you something really awesome? What my daughter got for her birthday? I know. Look at these motherfuckers. These are her gloves, bro. I didn't put them all the way on. Hold on. I have to give you the full experience. Hey, I'll put you my finger. I'm just kidding. Look at these gloves, bro. Look at these gloves. Look at these gloves. They're so cute and warm. She said normally they come with a little squeaker right there. I was like, thank God they didn't. Look at these gloves. This is what she got. They're so cute. Really? Yeah. Hold on, I'll fix the phone because my son took the charger. I can't stop laughing. Everything's making me laugh. The audacity, bro. The motherfucking audacity, bro. The audacity. That's the only word I can put at what just happened to me before I came up these stairs.
My boyfriend's making fun of the way you say audacity.
I know, I practiced it all the way. I felt like I was on a stage. The audacity. I felt like I was recording it on like as a kid, like as a character or something. I'm like, the audacity. I felt it. It was a whole Broadway show. Like, that's what I felt. I put it into one word of what just happened. What just happened? Dude, that guy. That fucking guy, bro. What guy? The guy in the red truck, go. The guy in the red truck. Hey, you want to have sex? That guy. That guy? Yeah, mister, you're freaking me out. I'm totally in super praise mode. Under the moon with my candle and my incense. And I am dancing till I'm burning a sweat at least. I know I'm burning calories. Like, for real? Bro, yes. The audacity. This motherfucker right here, bro. He comes in the middle of my preaching, like, total... Bro. I mean, I wasn't naked or anything, but I mean, why would you walk up to a girl doing all that? I mean, he's been... It's not like just anybody, because not anybody would... The audacity. Nobody would just do that. What did he do? He tapped me on the shoulder, bro, in the middle of my praise. I'm dancing, and I'm like zoned the motherfucker out. But I do this every full moon and pretty much every weekend, and he watches me do this. Dude, I told you, he sits in his fucking truck watching me like a maniac. They served him some papers and told her to back off. And then he's like, here's the full moon. And I'm like, the audacity of this motherfucker. And I'm like, whoa, bro, did you just... Yeah, he really did. What did he say to you? He said, did you feel that? I was like, your touch? Yeah, you scared the shit out of me, but that was just human. What? He said that to me. I'm like, are you serious? Is this really happening? So he's like, you're spiritual, right? I think I have something on me. Like, I think you do cleanses and shit, right? I'm like, yeah? Now, stop right there. About 30, 45 minutes before that, I was taking a bath and I was doing some self-care, and I got a download about Jason Miller's book, and that we needed to go back over the difference between a magical attack, a psychic attack, and all of those differences. I got this download, so then here all of a sudden this fucking dude, it's Mr. Creepo Peepo, my biggest fan out there. Oh God, I'm like fucking, I gotta stand on my hand, and we're rhyming. That's the boys in the hood. Stop playing around. I don't even want to talk. It all hit at the same time, because that's what I'm doing. I'm praising, and they remind me that I need to be there and do this. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, you're gonna have so much fun. You know the words to all their songs, and you love to dance, and this, and your twin flame will be there, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but then I gotta have that conversation, that awkward. Who are you? I'm the Holy Spirit, and all of the boys in the hood that used to think you were good are dead, and I talked to them, and they really brought me here for this. Some mediumship type shit like that. It's gonna be next level, but I've already talked. I just haven't talked to him in a long time. Oh God, why does God keep doing this? Realistically, yeah, this goes so far back, bro. This goes when I met Mike Millian. Realistically, yeah, it was at the Wheezy concert. Wheezy, baby. I'm telling you, dude, I wasn't an industry hoe. I wasn't sleeping with them, but I was always in industry fucking shit. Oh, man. Anyways, going back to it, it was like summer of some shit, summer jam of some shit. And it was when I was still married, and that was one of those things too, and they just hate me for that. You can hate me. Anyways, I got my ex-husband backstage, and we was chilling back there. We were smoking with Bone while he was waiting. He was hoping to see Wizzy. That was the last interaction that I actually had with them. But as far as being in the shows, I have faint memories of, you know, we don't go down bar lane. All of the, I don't give a shit, bro. all of the fucking clubs in the US or bars that you've ever been in all almost look the same, bro. So it's like, that's like trying to remember where a gas station is. If someone tells you where's the Shell gas station, every Shell gas station that I've ever been to in America is gonna pop up in my head right now. You need to specify your search here. And like, give me some cross streets or something. So when you're like, how many shows have you been? I don't know, it was dark. There was a lot over the years. Really? Yeah. Anyways, and as you can see, their songs are always, it's when I realize that, something stupid like that, you need to reach out to Bieber. And then I realize, oh shit, dude, Bieber's been in our conversation for years. I guess it is time to, you know, take some action. Realistically, yeah, and I have to commit. This is what we said. Realistically, yes, I have to commit to doing what I say I'm going to do almost every year. It's a recurrence in time, and as you can see, I'm like, well, I'll just catch them next time. Realistically, that's the good thing about knowing time, is it just repeats itself. Until somebody else does something different, but who's doing anything different but me? Anyways, let's move on with that. So that's what happened. And the creepo people, this is what he said. He's like, I feel like somebody cursed me or something. You know, I used to pray to Santa Muerte for years, and I think that bitch cursed me. And I don't know fucking nothing about that religion or that goddess. And that's why I said, well, as a dark goddess, I don't think you should be cursing the dark goddess. If you prayed to her to come into your life, then she came into your life, and she reveals your dark feelings and your darkest thoughts. And, you know what I mean? Unless she's making your life hard. And that's what I kept asking. I was like, is something bad happening in your life? Or do you just feel like he's like, no, there's just darkness around me. I was like, so you have a spirit. Who says it's dark? You just feel a heaviness around you. He's like, I just want to know. I want to see it. I was like, you're asking for a lot, bro. What is it with people? I was like, they're a spirit. You're asking them to take form. They're no longer in form. That's like asking Jesus to show himself. Show yourself, Christ. Show yourself now. Only if you have the eyes to see him. As I say that, he's smiling right there on a rock for me. I see him on a rock. Waving, not all goofy like a cartoon, but just smiling. That's it. Like, I'm here. Where's that? Wherever he is in time on that rock. I'm sure there's a story of him on a rock. He's sitting there in his dress. Don't get me started. I love my connection to the spirit world. Until they asked me to go out there and tell the real world that they're real. On some real ass shit like this. Shut up, bro. Shut up. But it's Pac. And then the rest of them. If it was just Pac. Oh, and by the way, and this guy, and that guy, and you know Nate. Oh, and no more. And no, and then. No. Just know God sent me. Which God? The gods you pray to? The rap gods? No, not that white boy, but he's back there too. We got him in the bag. Put him in the bag. We bagged that boy too. You guys had so many opportunities to be part of my world. Anyway, so the audacity of this man for him to approach me. But anyways, he's a weirdo. I don't know. Anyways, so he's like, and I ask him if anything bad is happening. He's like, he don't want to talk. He just kind of stares into the abyss of his visions in his head. Like, look, it doesn't matter if I cleanse you. If there is something bad that's feeding off of you, it's going to come right back because it's feeding off of your negative thoughts and your negative feelings. I was like, and I bet we're having the same conversation that I told you over summer, which was everything that was bringing you down, and I told you to break free from the same damn shit. Then he looked at me all weird and he took off. Really? No. He just is weird. I watched him. He got in his truck. He drove around the block, and then I got up. I knew what I was. My spirit's like, get up. And I was like, the audacity. And I was sitting there finishing my cigarette. And there he is. I'm hiding under the fucking thing. And here he is driving around the fucking parking lot looking for me and my candle. You fucking stalker. God damn it. I'm supposed to be laying low right now. Shut up, Nate Dogg. He's singing all the songs. Lay low. Really? Yeah. I'm under fire around here, you know? You're over here tapping me on the shoulder. God's testing me. What do you want from me? God. I was like, and when it happened, I was like, the audacity. And that's just what I want to point out. All of you out there, you be scared as fuck of a bitch. You see me do this long enough, you're like, I'm going to go talk to her. I mean, granted, he sits there a lot. Talk about that's that stalker card you guys pull up. He might be a Scorpio. I read somewhere you guys are obsessive. Anyways, we're gonna pull. Oh, this looks good. We're gonna pull our next Morgan card. This looks great. Oh yeah, that's where I'm at. I could tell you about my blessings today. That was too crazy cool. Really? Yeah, it was just crazy cool. I told you I was super blessed and full of favor. Flavor Flav. I'm full of the Spirit, bro. I was praising under the Holy Spirit, jamming and everything. I brought all that Spirit to you, the moon Spirit. Oh, and then there was those clouds. What the fuck was that, God? Even I stopped. I was like, what the fuck? And then that guy tapped me on the shoulder. Look, I look at like this dude right here, dude. I'm like St. Patrick, like, what the fuck? My kid saw that at the altar. She's like, oh, you still got that guy? I remember that day. So do I. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Just like Jesus. What the fuck? Like Metatron. What the fuck? My hands is like, what the fuck? Really? Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, my blessings. Yeah, that's where I'm full of energy, and that's what I'm bringing to you, all this full moon energy. But I was sitting there praising God and, just really abundant. Why? What happened? Well, first off, I told you that housing lady, bro, she made my dreams a reality. It got real quick. And so when my kids get home, I get to tell them, I was like, bro, next week we're going to look at apartments. She's going to go for the list, and as long as I'm not picky and difficult. Even I had to laugh. The Holy Spirit's like, they all are like, yeah, Lilith isn't picky and difficult. I love it. I love me. They love me. The universe loves me. That's all that matters. I'm just here to do a fucking job. I hope you love the job I do. I love you. Hope you love watching me do my job. I do it so lovely. Love to love you all. Oh, man. All right, let's talk about the blessings. So then she's like, I'm going to get you a house, and we're going to get you a great... And I'm like, whoa, bro. She's like really talking about like for Christmas, because it's got to happen between, well, at least for New Year's. Sign some checks and some papers if we don't do the move-in until then. Really? Yeah, has to be. For her to be successful and for her to close this out. Otherwise, she won't be there, and who knows what happens to me. I go back to the other housing, which, like, theirs could take a couple months. She's already got contracts. Bam. So, I was thinking about that today. I need to pay attention to, think. Really? Yeah, because I have a lot of money to spend on, because I verified that with the caseworkers today. I talked to them. I was like, dude, I just have a question. I was like, you guys know I don't got a caseworker, and I'm kind of under fire. I was like, but I just have a couple questions. He's like, yeah. And I was like, he's like, if you ever need a caseworker, you can talk to either of us anytime. He's like, we don't let them fuck with our peoples because they know what's going on. And I was like, no, I just wanted to know, like, after Salvation Army leaves, is that move-in expenditure, gone? He's like, no, that'll stick. I was like, okay, that was my first question. And second, I was like, can you guys print some papers for me? Like, yeah, just come talk to us. I was like, cool. So that happened. They gave me what I needed. But after that, what happened? I got ready and I was gonna go do something. I sat and did that sage burn. I lit a picture of that. And right after, there's this cool lady. She calls her my friend, amiga, my friend. My friend. She's a cool lady, dude. That's all she says to me. She's like, oh, you know Spanish. And I talked to her a bunch. She's like, I told her how I lived in Mexico. She told me she lived there for like, I forgot how long, like 5 years. She said she loved Mexico and they were very kind while she was waiting for papers to cross and shit. She was telling me this great story. Anyway, she always comes up and asks me, she'll try to buy a cigarette. Sometimes I give them to her for free, right? So the other day, I saw her, and I just gave her one. She's like, oh, thanks, my friend. And so today, we were sitting out there, me and B, and she's like, hey, my friend. And she pulls out of her pocket, and she pulls out a couple gift cards for King Supers. She's like, they got them. Donde está la comida? Allá. Y no está nada. Agárralo quick. go. And she's like, you know, she's trying to tell me in Spanish and English. And I turned to B and I was like, she says they're handing out fucking gift cards over at the place. She's like, the place that you were talking about? It's like, yeah, they have a food bank. She's like, let's go. And it was so funny because I was like, I never went to their food bank. I just went over there. I go to their case manager, but yeah, let's just go. And we get in line and we're laughing. We're like, bro, we don't even know what we're there for, but we're there. And we get there and sure enough, bro, they hook us up. We just sign up to go to the food bank. And as soon as we go in, they give each of us two $20 gift cards to King Supers. And then we go through their food bank and got hella great food. And then I'm standing there. I didn't plan on this. I was just sitting out there doing a praise. So I still have my blanket, my sage. And I'm like, I'm going to carry all this shit. She's got her stroller. But we're so blessed. And it takes us 30 minutes to get back, dude. It's right in the same parking lot as my job, bro. It's like a 5-minute walk. And it takes us 30 because we're like, we had to sit there and be all praiseful about it. And like, that was so cool. She's like, dude, you know you could use it for gas and cigarettes. I was like, oh, shit, you're right. Because, you know, we got gas stations and shit. It never even occurred to me. And I was like, oh, that's fucking tight. So then I had all that, and I come in, and I'm all excited. And I was like, Red, pay it forward. I was like, hey, bro, they're passing out fucking gift cards over there. He said, for real? I was like, you better take a 15-minute break and go get one. And I shit you not. He came back and was like, I got mine. And that's where it is. I was like, what? It was super blessed. Really? Yeah. And then I got super blessed with some smoke. That was really cool. I went to go get my battery, and they told me it was gonna be like $140. Hey, bro, first off, I thought it was gonna be an in-and-out job. I get there, they're like, it could take like an hour and a half. And I got my daughter in there. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, we're stuck. We're stuck like Chuck, unless you want to catch the bus. You're gonna stick it out? She's like, we're gonna thug it out. I was like, alright, with thug life, yo. So we drop off the car, but I ask them, and they're like, no, you don't have to get the more expensive. You can just get this one. It has a 2-year warranty and anything and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so I saved like fucking $40. So then we did some little extra shopping and got some things. Why? Because I'm a fucking miser is what people would call that. I'm so fucking frigid about money. I just don't like the feeling of it. I don't like the feeling of spending money. I like the feeling of having stuff. I have a poor attachment to spending money. Really? Yeah, it doesn't give me joy to... I'm looking at it like, why did I do that? I'm the person to talk you out of some stupid shit. Why? Because I have to do it to myself all the time. It comes with much training. I was raised differently, dude, where I blew money and it was dangerous, and then I'd be sitting there like, what the fuck did I just do that for? That was many, many decades ago, but now I don't do that shit. Really? No. But I don't like stress money. I just don't like the feeling of spending it. I never have. It's the thing. Anyways, going back to it. So then I was super blessed. There was something else. I can't remember. I'm just really blessed and highly favored, and I feel this card. So let's just move on. Let me find the guidebook to some of this shit. Are you blessed? And that's what is that Six of Wands that we pulled earlier? I'm way up. I feel blessed. Hey, Kanye, you're heavy in the energy. I already said this. But then they brought your bitch ass up. Somehow, that little bit of you in that ditty brought too much into perspective. It brought you more like, I don't know. It put your energy in the conversation. Then I kind of started looking at your similarities and the tyranny of, you know, your rise to success and how you fucking fall so short of just human nature. I pray for you, my friend. Somebody out there on the highest level believes that that you can find your way back to light and be a light bearer for mankind. Not just black men, because you've probably lost a lot of respect from them, but for mankind. For the women and children and generations. There is a spirit world that believes this shit. Just want you to be aware of that. There's some crazy shit at the end of this book. This bitch is a crazy bitch. Really? Yeah, anybody that prays to me is cray. Again, going back to, I don't know Santa Muerte, but, you know, he prayed to a goddess. And all I know about the goddesses, here we go, is what I know. We're all created the same. God created us all the same, the dark goddesses. And I'm most flavors of it, but I wasn't that one. Who was I? I was actually in the light for the Latinas, for the Latinos. I was Mama Quill. Really? A medicine doctor. So I wasn't a dark goddess for the Latinos. No? So that's where I've always played the priestess role for, I guess, if you would think about it, the whole Latin Empire, all the way from the beginning. Realistically, I was only the dark goddess for specific pantheons. So going back to it, I don't know, but all of us are the same, and that's like, Baba Yaga to all of it. We all teach you the harsh lessons about your heart and your feelings and how to release such. No matter how you look at it, dude, the goddess is made to bring you closer to God and all that is. So whatever's heavy around him, and he can sense that, and that's why I said, it was like the spirit guides, it could easily, and that's why I said, it could easily be one of your, and that's what came out of my mouth, so it's probably the true answer. I don't just make shit up. It's like, it could easily be, you know what I mean, a very elder fucking gangster-ass ancestor. That's, you know what I mean, you're they're a founding father of your bloodline that's dark and heavy. You don't know what your blood was and what they were capable of doing and what they did. Going back to my Guatemalan bloodline. I knew I was Venezuelan, but I didn't know I was Guatemalan. I assumed I was Cuban because he grew up in Cuba. And it was a mix of Venezuelan and Cuban family. So I totally rode the fucking, you know what I mean? I'm Cuban, B. Until he dropped that bomb on me. You dropped a bomb on me. And then he tried to hide it, and I found out what it was really about. And this is a fairly fucked up bloodline. But who's to say when you look at my mother's line? I'm like, oh god, the living, are the dead any worse than the living? These motherfuckers are still living, created of chaos and destruction. They're still having children, for God's sakes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take this family. Which fucked up family you want to be part of? That's where we did. I remember. I'm the only one that has that remembering. We sat at a table. Yeah? The Soul Tribe. All of us. Yep, we sat there. I told them about that vision in the very beginning. Really? Before we came to Earth. We got here at different times, but we left at the same time. Why did we get here at different times? Because of what we're made of. Some of us had to go through, imagine, that's exactly what they're showing, a production line, right? So, you're being built, Transformers in disguise, whatever. Shut up, quit playing around. We start up here, right? And you're going to be filled with, you go through the tree of life as you come through the tree of life, and then you come down. So what happened is like, alright, so some of us are different versions, obviously. And that's what happened. We all left at the same time. I swear to God, we all left. We all left the light at the same time. But you look at Allie, it's like, well, Allie, why did it take you so long? Why are we so much older than you, Allie? Because he didn't go through these as fast as we did. He has more Venus in him, obviously. He has more of certain things. You know what I mean? I went through, you know what I mean? I pulled mine, and that's really what it is. We all came down, what is that fucking game, bro? There's a game, and it's like this, and you drop a ball down, and it ting, tang, ting, 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 and no matter where it drops, they all drop different ways, and they hit shit, and then they land in a spot. We all land in the same spot, but we all ting-tanged along the way. I remember the day that we signed the agreement, and we took life. I remember the day we signed the agreement. Really? Mm-hmm. And I can remember lives before that where we signed agreements on lives. We're just here on a new mission. Really? Yeah. That's why we're at different ages. Because we got here at different times. But it doesn't matter. Because time catches up at the end. Ooh. Scary to say, isn't it? Well, we know for a fact that men die. Okay, keywords, blessings, good omens, offerings, accepted. And that's what I do out there, and I was thinking about fucking punk-ass Wolfman as I was doing that. It's like you pretend to be all spiritual, you were all hyped on it you go through seasons and shit when there's nothing else to do, you pretend like you're all a shaman and you're all mystic and we're gonna do spiritual retreats and we're all this. Like, bro, Do this shit every fucking full moon. I'll see you on the new moon. Did you know that Yule and fucking Capricorn season and fucking all of this shifts on the 20th? Are you ready for the shift of energy, or are you just, you know, energizing yourself? Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. That's what I was thinking. The offerings. That's what I do all day. They're the herb offerings. I'm making offerings. And matter of fact, I have a bag put together of offerings that I'm going to take because they gave me a bunch of extra food that are offerings. Which are what? What are you going to take? Bagels. I'm going to take, they gave me walnuts. Again, you really? Yeah, they gave me crushed up walnuts. Yeah, I had to take the apples. They were rotten and they were causing little flies, and I don't tend to kill God's creatures when they do shit like that. All honesty and truth. And I got some raisins. Yeah, some raisins, some walnuts, and some bagels so far. Oh, and some tuna. I got different flavors. Tunas that I'm going to take down there. And probably one of these jellies. Really? Yeah. I haven't done an offering in a long time. And so I have to do that as well. Whenever I get to it. I'm going to, like, within the next 24 hours. But I do all of that with the herb offerings and all of my sacrifice, where I stand there and I pray to God. I stand in meditation. These are devotional times with the Spirit. It doesn't mean that you have to always be in conversation. It's just giving yourself time to connect with self and God. Okay? The goddess stands smiling before you. On her shoulder sits a large black crow. In her outstretched hand, an ornate drink horn is being offered. The horn is overflowing within with the energies of abundance and blessings. Written in Ogam on the strap connected to the horn is the word blessings. All around the goddess are the spirals of life and its energy flowing in cycles. What blessings have you noticed in your life? It's almost a fairy tale. But it's everything I told you would happen, and some of you are in awe, like, oh my God, it really worked for her. What did, though, guys? What have you been watching for 2 to 3 years? You've been watching me be faithful to God and what He said He would do. He said He would do all of this. He said He would get me a new house. He said He'd get me a job. He said He'd get me a new car. He said He'd bring me a man. I had to believe Him, and I had to do the work that it took to clear the way for that. And to sit there a lot and believe in that and keep saying it and keep doing what He said to make it happen. And like I said earlier in my earlier video, the story is almost over. The struggle, the dark days. I mean, they have been for me for a long time. I've been in a place of victory, and I saw my future, and I've been in a place of happiness. You expect the happiness to, and that's what I said. It was like, where I am internally, it hasn't formulated outside of me yet, but I've got there now. And I even showed that the other day with the grace and glory to handle how I handled the adversity that came at me. And to this mother freaker, the audacity. I couldn't, and that's where it is. It's like, are you going to make a scene? Are you going to act a fool? Are you going to go run and tell someone? Or are you just going to just fuck it? Did I not, because nobody else, and that's what I think about in these moments. It's like all the fucking people in the world. Nobody wants to fucking approach me, and you let these fucking weirdos. And that's what I told him. I was like, if there is, and I swear to God I told this guy this, I said, if there is a dark spirit upon you, it would draw you to me. And that's why he sat down. It's like, all of the darkness loves me, for I am the goddess of all demons. So if there was a darkness upon you, it would cause you to admire me and come near me. Only to hear this. Whatever it is, it's trying to teach you to face your dark thoughts and your dark feelings and make the right changes. And that's all I can really tell you. And you can say that's not darkness, that's motherfucking God in whatever form it is taken in your life. You can't blame something outside of you that you sense. People always tell me that they're fucking cursed, that there's a fucking spirit upon them, that somebody's out to get them, and can I do a cleansing with an egg? I have no idea what you guys are talking about with an egg. Come here, I'll burn some shit around you. That's all it takes to hear in a good word. Jesus wasn't running around, with a golden goose and eggs. What the fuck is this? I don't know Santa Muerte fucking magic, as you can see, but it's a real teaching in their spirits, so I'm not clowning. It's just they assume I practice all practice. Practice this. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's what goes back. I walk into fucking Walmart, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody's about to get into my holy car. And it's a holy mess, and holy shit. I realized this right away. Well, I don't, actually. I think I'm gonna drive straight into the bay like some fucking grease monkey shit. And they're like, no, you gotta leave the keys. I'm like, whoa. I was like, well, the battery goes off. They're like, yeah, this happens. We have a starter. I was like, oh. They're like, I was like, and I'm looking at her, and she's covered. She's covered in jewelry, facial jewelry. She's got like at least 6 or 7 piercings on her face. Really? Oh yeah. And then I look at her necklaces. I'm not looking into her soul. I'm looking at the glamour. And then I see all of her necklaces, and I look up, and I'm like, are you pagan? I said, I'm more Celtic. I was like, well, in essence, if you're a woman that praises anything out of Christ, you're a witch. Except that. I was like, well, look, my car, I'm a whole witch. I'm a high priestess. I give her my card. I was like, I'm the real deal. And that car, there's a whole altar in there, a whole gateway to the other side. Since you seem to be of my world, I ask that you drive it in. I was like, and then I told this guy, I was like, hey, bro, be careful with that car. Treat it well. That's the gateway to the Holy Spirit. He's like, oh. He's all, protect me. I was like, no, treat her well and she'll protect you and your family. And that's what I said as I gave him the keys. Really? People don't get in my car, bro. You're crazy. That's a sacred space. My internal space is a sacred space. So this guy, you know what I mean? Even the Venezuelans and stuff, they'll wait till I make eye contact. They will not break my space. They won't just sneak up on me or touch me or anything. They see me do this type shit. They see me smile and talk to their kids. They see me as a normal human being, but they also know what I am. They know I'm doing something out there. And that's what's like, the audacity. That goes back to the girl that lied. The audacity. What's wrong with you? And I was like, I could start a revolution against you right now, but we're not going to do that because equality stands. The fuck? The audacity. So as this happens, I'm like, come on, God. Are you serious? Oh, the fucking creepo people. Anyways, so going back to, it happened for a reason, because again, I had a download to start teaching you real quick, and we're going to jump straight into that after this. No, and the demons. The demons next, and then that. Like this and like that. Shut up, I'm not rapping. They are. They want to rap at you. Okay, going on. Are you willing to accept the blessings that the goddess has to offer? You could say the goddess, which is teachings. She's here to teach you how to get closer to God. It's God's blessings upon your life, bro. All that's standing in your way is your limited thoughts and beliefs and what he can do and what he's asking of you and the visions he's put upon you. That's all, God. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, God. Here comes Gabriel with all those visions and shit. Hey, God's calling you to do this shit. What's he calling for now? Tell him the phone doesn't work. Are you really the closest thing to God? I mean, I don't believe so. I believed all of them attain that same closeness. That's what an ascending master is. We've ascended and mastered back to our master. Really? Yeah, and within the ride, you know what I mean, was all of the others. We had to go through all the gates of hell to rise through all the gates of heaven that were literally in liminal of equilaterally. You were in the dark and the light of the yin and the yang. As you walk through the middle way, through the path of ascension, yeah, like you're connected with all dark because you already had to face all the darkness within yourself, which brought you straight to all of the light beings. And now you're connected with both, where you're like, and also I was like, I don't feel anything off of you. And that's because I am the darkness. I don't fear the darkness. I was like, there's no darkness. I wouldn't even know darkness in the way that you know darkness because I am darkness. So in the essence, you would look upon me as darkness, or the people or things that I'm part of. Ooh, that's dark. What is? Like, that's kind of where I'm at, like, oh. And then when God shines his light, it's like, oh, that's some grimy shit you guys be doing. Jesus forgive you. I'm moving on now. Really? Yeah. I'd be like, the audacity. That's my new word. That's my calling. I sound like a crow. The audacity The audacity. That's my word. Who said that? I don't know. I'm saying it a lot right now. Alright, anyways. The Morgan offers you her aid and blessings to both heroes and to the gods in the stories, while Cuchulainn spurs her aid and Dagda gladly accepts. When the Dagda meets with the Morgan before the second battle of Mortura, they speak, have sex, and plan battle. Sounds like a great deal. Strategies together. The Morgan offers her aid in battle to overcome the Tutha prevail. When the Morgan and Cuchulainn mutually wounded one another, she comes to the hero in disguise, offering him a drink of milk from her cow. In exchange, the hero offers the blessings for each drink of milk. Here, the blessings are mutual and conferred between the two, much like how sovereignty is offered to a king through the drinking of liquid offered by the goddess. Interesting. Divinatory meaning. The card may signal a time of good fortune and omens to blessings to come. It can signify that an offering you may have recently made for a specific purpose have been accepted, or that a blessing will be offered to you. Sometimes we don't recognize the blessings that are offered to us as such. Are you open to what is being offered? Will you accept? That goes back to even a partner. I have to say, as opening as I am, you have to look at what area of your life, what blockages, where are you not accepting of what God's love is for you. Pause, right? And that's what I mean is like when God brings a person to you, like he does me, and that's what he's about to do, and he's showing me, and that's he's preparing me, like always. It's like, are you going to accept this blessing? Are you open to what is being offered, and will you accept it? Will you accept a cup of love, or always think it's poison? We look at the cup and the cup bearer, and we don't see a future. And because we're so busy trying to see what our life should look like, rather than a beautiful cup of love that stands before us. Because it can't, you know what I mean? And that's like a rose. When someone gives you a rose, it's like, yeah, you can enjoy it for a couple of nights, and then it's going to die, and you can throw it away. You could take the time that it takes to keep it alive for a couple of weeks, and throw it away. Or after those weeks, when it starts to wilt, you can do the real hard work, and do what it takes to grow it, and keep it alive in the ground, to ground it. Really? Yeah, there's tricks. You could take a rose and plant it certain ways using like fruit and different things, and it can re-root itself straight into the ground, and it can grow like that. It depends. Or, when somebody walks up and wants to offer you a rose, you're like, no thank you, and just say no, being polite, whether man or woman. And it's funny that I use this fucking reference. Why? Because my twin flame, that we don't talk about much, that's one of his things that he does. Really, yeah, he does it at his shows. There's a particular song he performs, and right when he does it, he has, I don't know, he does it at every show. He has bouquets of roses, and he grabs them, and he gets out in the crowd, and he passes them out to the ladies. Have you got one? No, I always back up. Why? Just as I said, just politeness, I suppose. Let someone else experience that moment of their favorite rapper looking them in the eyes and giving them a rose. Oh my God! No, I'll wait till after he's done passing out his love, and I'll give him a hug when we're done. It's a beautiful show, and I watched him share this moment. Him and they do. It's a beautiful. You're like, damn, that's extra. I guess, but it's not. You can tell. I'd love to see one of you jump off stage and make eye contact and really give someone a hug and give them a rose and give them your love. It's the most authentic thing I've ever seen. Ah, Jesus Christ, help me. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about your blessings. Really? Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. Really? And that's what I described to the guys. It's like, yeah, I showed up to your kingdoms as nothing but a raggedy witch with nothing more than a rose. And you turned me away. Which was my love. All I had to offer was some love. I had nothing to offer but love. And it wasn't good enough. This spell can be used to ask for blessings and aid from the Morgan, or simply to offer your gratitude to the Morgan. The blessing card, check. A cup, milk, and honey. In the cup, pour a teaspoon of honey, fill the cup with milk, and gently, you can always do this. And they're always like talking about, there's an old tradition, milk and cookies. I'm sure that's for me. Where's the cookies and shit, bitch? Could be Bernie Mac. Really? I'm pretty sure that has to do with me. Why? Because I'm a maniac for milk and cookies in the middle of the night. I'm a maniac. I do that shit, bro. I, like, can't buy them because I do that shit, like, unconsciously in the middle of the night. For real? Specific cookies. The Oreos. I saw this thing today. It was a cool little gift set, and it had these little tongs, so you could put them in. I was like, no finger? My fingers don't get wet anymore?
We left food for some weird god horrors.
Dude, that's what they're talking about, the offerings. Do you leave milk and cookies out? Milk and cookies. Do you leave anything out for the animals or anything? Can you tell me about Santa Muerte? Because this guy was all about me. I don't know, exactly.
Can you spell it?
Alright, S-A-N-T-A. And then it's a separate word. M-U-E. It probably should be popping up by now. Santa Muerte. Yep, that's her. Oh, that's her. I don't pray to her. I don't know nothing about her. But if you mess with a Mexican man...
Prosody, and love.
What the fuck?
Her name is Holy Death.
Okay.
That's what it means.
And what is...
Dulce from Mexico, other parts of America.
We need to read more. Tell me more. A protector and a healer. Followers petition her for protection from death. You afraid to die?
Yeah.
Dude, kill me now. I'll be out there like that. I don't know where that video came from, that meme, where that guy's like, he looks up and all these arrows and he just opens his like, yes! And none of them hit him and he's like, fuck, I gotta go back to war. And he's just, I don't know what movie that is, but that was me in another life. Alright, what's it say? An amoral, non-judgment figure. Unlike other saints, she is seen as impartial, granting aid regardless of a person's moral standing. No wonder you prayed to this bitch. Or the nature of their request. That's me. No wonder that you came to the Lilith. I'm all forgiving in the name of Christ. And I will laugh so hard about your fucking dirty deeds. You dirty deeders. You did what? My favorite is the dick pic at the fucking county jails. Or the fucking county courtrooms. That is so fucking classic. I know where you got that idea, but I never seen it played out. That was really good. Good play. I'll see you in hell. There was children present. I'm sure. Maybe not. A bringer of prosperity, a figure of hope and salvation, a maleficent saint. Her powers are seen as multitasking, and her 7-color candles are popular for petitioning all of her attributes. The 7 chakras? Yeah, hold on. Independent, she has developed her own practice and even public temples which cater to marginalized groups that follow her. Catholicism, indigenous roots, symbolisms. She's the bringer of death. So you prayed to the bringer of death and now you're afraid of what? The mother of holy death. So people that are afraid to die, or people that want to die, or what? And what? And I know you from where? I don't know, bro. You want to talk about death, then let's talk about death. You're talking about, what are you talking? In that case, I'm not her. Who's she? Who is that girl? Nah. Alright, in a cup. Hey, CJ! Tell him, can you get his attention? He's got the headphones. It's his turn. I'll tell him. Go get your brother. In a cup,
CJ.
pour a teaspoon of honey, fill it with cup of milk, and then gently incorporate the honey, whatever. Place the blessing card at your altar. Stand in front of your altar holding the cup of milk. Take a moment offering gratitude to the Morgan for her many blessings. Honey in general I keep at my altar in my car, bro. All the time. Yeah, honey is very ancient. It even goes back to ancient Egypt. It's ancient, bro. Milk goes back. But we did just buy a gallon, so maybe that's why we're drinking milk. Realistically, yeah.
Drinking milk all the time.
If you wish to ask for her... No, you said you don't like milk.
I don't like the smell of milk. I can drink it.
If you wish to ask for her blessings, do so, her to bless you with something specific in the future. Ask her for this blessing. And then it makes her, I don't really want to say her, I don't teach you her spells. Why? Because I don't trust this lady and her spells. What would you say to her? I mean, what would you say to the Holy Spirit? You say it authentic, bro, and make it from your heart. I was taught to incorporate prayers like in specific words, and I made a pattern out of them where it was more like, Our Father who art in heaven. It's a prayer. It's a covering, but it's very, I'm just saying, if you're going to make an offering, you sit down and just say thanks and, have a conversation from your heart. And that's where it starts. Realistically, you don't... When I think about people and their weird ritual acts as far as this witchhood, and it's like, you want to be part of our ritual? I don't know, what are you going to do? Because I don't do that. Don't get me wrong, I'm doing rituals all the time, but mine are very, relaxed, we're chilling, it's very Native American, bro. We're American. We're going to sit down and chill. Bring a cup, we're going to turn on some music and have some deep talks and burn some herbs and light some candles, maybe if we can find a fire, and just, talk it out for a minute. I don't want to fucking sit there and cut my skin and fucking, wear masks and take, robes and take my clothes off and be all weird in groups. And when I do shit like that, I don't wear masks and I do it by myself. I'm going to take my clothes off around you weird people and do all that. Why do you do stuff like that? Why do you get in a bikini and go into the ocean? Or even take your clothes off in the sun? Because the moon has its own power, and if you've ever done it, you'd feel the power of doing it. It's a little too cold out there for that shit right this moment. I got about 3 layers on. While I'm out there under this motherfucking moon, trying to keep my fingers warm with my candle. And that's really where it gets to. When I go back to the Celtic witches, we're in the fucking, this is the season of the crone, bro. This is when the hard ice rolls in, bro. Really? Yeah, you can see it on the roads. Shit. They're drying up now, but the shit was ugly. It's about to get ugly, for real. Alright, going back to it. So, I'm not going to teach you what you should say when you're making this offering, but little offerings. You know what I mean? Is taking out milk and honey to the forest. That's an offering even to the animal spirits. It will be met with, you know what I mean? When you meet them and say, whatever, make it authentic. I've never talked to any spirit guide, but I believe there's something out here and I want to offer this to you or the animals. And let your heart have the conversation and watch it go. When you make a connection, you will connect. It doesn't have to be too sacrilegious and all that stuff. I'm a fire witch. In the middle of the day, I want to burn some shit. I don't give a shit. I like to burn shit. Stuff like that, but just keep it authentic. A prayer, the spell is the same as a prayer as an incantation. It's actually the intention of what you're trying to speak. So as we get into Jason Miller, he teaches you all his spells. He teaches you all his incantations. He teaches you what methods he uses and how he sat there for months trying to make a spirit show itself, and how now he can invocate them at call, where he can make them seen whenever he wants to see them. That's a lot of forced work. Do you have to do that all the time? Like, I never did any of that, not knowingly. Just lighting a candle and burning some herbs and getting in the spirit, listening to good music always got me connected to the true connection of what is. And again, I say that might be very native of us Americans to do some stupid shit like that. But then you look at Wolfman, he's over there getting bit by frogs and throwing up and having this spiritual experience. And then you got people that are doing acid and Molly and fucking all the weird shit they're doing to try to access God. I'm like, no, I'm cool. I don't need no Jesus juice. I don't want to know what's in the fucking Jones Kool-Aid and shit. I'm cool. And that's really what it is. A praise to God is a praise to God. You could get in the church and be like, hallelujah, bring out the tambourine man and somebody anoint me with the cracker and the juice. It's all how you want to pray and what you believe is happening during this moment of your interaction with God. Most people, where they got it all fucked up, is if you don't pray like this, then you don't receive. And it's so funny because those that are praying like that in such ritualistic ways, like on, you know what I mean, communion and shit all the time. Well, how can you be Christian and do communion every Sunday? That's a fucking Catholic act. Oh, but the Baptists aren't getting baptized properly. Why? Not the right temperature? I think all of your guys' pH level is real low. That was the vibe. It's like, you guys have a hot dog and water vibe right now. Like, what are you talking about? You are not being washed clean. That's dirty water. That's yeasty. Sorry. Your connection to God is your connection and however you connect. Some people ring a bell. Let me ring the bell. They do sound bells, bro. And that's how they connect to God. They will just sit there like me. And I really just did it. I put my leg up the other way that I don't do. Why? Because I got chunky monkey legs. And they'll sit there and... Okay, do it again. Really? Just breathe. And you let it out. Really? Yeah. And you just keep humming until something good comes out. That's how they pray. Amen. Okay. I like to dance. So can we turn up the beat? Can we put some strobe lights? Can we switch the DJ? Can we play some music? I praise God, but a little bit more praiseful. Very much of that hallelujah, but holy. Realistically, it doesn't matter how you pray. So I'm telling you not to fucking use her words. Use your words and be authentic. And offerings are accepted. And that's just really it. Whether you offer to the animals, the forest, or God's people, being an offering. That's it. And that was that woman. I was like, and then, Red was like really grateful. I was like, nah, it wasn't my message. I was just passing the message forward. A woman told me and I told you, and God had blessed us all just by the message. That's it. She didn't have to tell no one, and she definitely had more than 2 in her hand. Really? And she told other people. We were laughing because other people from the hotel they passed us. They went running. They ran past us. But she was pushing a stroller, but I was like, damn, look at them. And we got there, and we were in line right behind them. That was what's so goofy. You know those people? You know those people. Here we go with that type of shit. Anyways, it says say this whole fucking, incantation and drink the milk, about half of the cup, and leave the other half as an offering to the Morgan. It doesn't have to be to Morgan. It could be to Saint Nicholas, as much as Santa Muerte. It's to whoever, bro. It's to God. And that's what I said. I put a little something together that they've given me. Really? Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, and I'm just going to give it to God and hope to God that this is, he gave me the idea to do it, and that's what it is just, to honor what we do. And we always do this shit for full moons and all kinds of ceremonies. We got a bunch going on. I got to figure out where I'm going to be to burn a log. I have something to burn it in. Really? Yes, I have to burn a Yule log on the 21st. I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'm going to be burning some shit. I'm going to set a fucking log on fire. I love those things. They burn forever. I wish I would have found them so much sooner. Really? Yeah, I love those things. But I don't want to be out there burning it forever. That's where I was like, maybe I should burn my own log. Really? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, make offerings and get blessings. If you want a blessing, be a blessing. I've taught that since the very beginning. Just when you're sitting there feeling helpless, go help someone and re-empower yourself. Not for the look at me attitude, but for the I'm not so fucking helpless fucking perspective. I'm still, even though I don't have a bunch, I have something to offer this world. Even if it's not money and prizes or good looks or fame or fortune. And that's what I always say is like, I'm one of a kind. And I can make your life full, I can make you a celebrity overnight. But it's not for something I give you other than words. My true power is the words and the effect they can have in your life. That's not something, you know what I mean, outside of me that I can give to you. It's something inside. And that's how B is. She's like, I'll never forget how you changed me. I was like, well, you're a good example, B. I was like, but most people, nah. Because we was talking, we was catching up. I told her what happened. She's like, I can't believe that, bro. I was like, me neither, bro. I just got caught in it, and that was just God. God just wanted to expose them, and I got caught in the middle. Stuck in the middle. God's like, I'm going to use you for a quick second to, shine some light on some shady shit. What the fuck are you doing, God? But he did it for my glory. Because up until that moment, I didn't change remember last week, I was scared about moving too fast. I was like, no, I don't want this to happen before January. I'm not ready. I don't want to be out before Christmas. This will be too stressful, right? Is what I said last week before I met this lady. And then after what happened on Wednesday, I was more than pleased because I felt like the time was ticking now. It's like, I can't stay here. They're going to be really trying to get me out now. If it didn't work the first time, and now I've turned them all in trouble, they're all in deep trouble. Even the ones that never met me just got in a lot of trouble, bro, for even bringing my name in their mouth. You do realize that, right? And that's what I pointed out. She's like, the new girl? It's like, yeah, and that other girl. And then they took it to Derek, who's the head, and she's like, not Derek. I was like, yeah, and he don't fuck with you. He's like, doesn't even know me. So he believed his staff, and they all got in trouble. They should have never put my name in their mouth, and it was all her fault. And the rest of them are looking at him stupid. The rest of them that know me are like, nah. Even Callie, like, nah. It's like, you three should have never, ever said my name. And it's not because of anything. It's like, if you would have came and had a conversation with me, I could have blessed you. You came over here and got cursed. That's what I tried to say. I didn't do this to you. You tried to do me. So anyways, the whole point of it is, though, when that happened, it changed my perspective about moving out, obviously. They were going to be my savior. It's like, damn, I need you to get me out sooner. They almost put me out. Or whatever the case may be. But then she was like, damn, we're going to get you out real quick. And I was like, oh, man. I was scared of it, but I was like, you're right. I was like, well, maybe I should wait till I get the job, because once I move, I'm going to lose the job, and I get the job, in mid-January. It's like, I can't extend it. Maybe you could work that out with your other worker, but I wouldn't be able to do that. I was like, no, you're right. It's 2 weeks, they guaranteed me. They said mid-January. I'll just have to give up 2 weeks. It's more important. Realistically, maybe I can make it, you know what I mean, depending on where I move to. Maybe. But no, I have to sacrifice this job in order to get that new job and get that new life. And that's what I was saying. I was like, no, I don't want to drag my feet. I'm not going to drag my feet. We're going to do this. We're going to face all fears, and we're going to get it done. I've got every reason to do this right now. Really? Mm-hmm. And even down to that expenditure, if I've got the caseworkers that other people have that are so cool, that are getting them fucking strollers and car seats and fucking really helping these family with fucking clothes and fucking, diapers and shit like that. I never got shit from you remember, I haven't asked them for shit. I've gotten no help since I got here. These people come and they help them. They get them gift cards. They have good case managers that listen to them, and they're like, yeah, I can help you with that. And they drive them around to appointments. They help them. I never had that while I was here. But don't get me wrong, the one thing my case manager did was the most important, and that's this. And that's what I was telling B. She's like, B's like, can you tell your case manager how to get in? I was like, it has to be referred. Your case manager has to do with the referral. Tell your case manager. She's like, mine is Derek. So we'll tell him to make the referral for you, because that's how I got in. I didn't do it. That's the only thing she did for me. So I have all of this, you know what I mean? They're going to cover it, and they're covering 3 months, bro. 3 months of rent. Well, by the 3rd month, I should be able to start paying at least 30% of my own rent, is how it's through percentages. And by the 7th month, I should be able to pay 70% of my rent. And by the 12th month, I should be paying all of my own rent. You know what I mean? Is it completely standardized? No. There's exceptions to the rules, and they understand and stuff, but that's the formulated, you have to stay on track type shit to make this all happen. you gotta put in all the action to make this happen. So, is God going to replace a job that quick so that I can start paying bills and shit? Yeah, I'm sure of it. I just got to be sure of making the moves, and that's what it is. It's like he'll take a tower only to push you further and higher. It was all it all worked out for my favor. And they looked hella dumb and shit, and I'm grateful. But not all the towers look so great. And you can't really see what's happening when it's happening. It just feels terrible about what's happening. But what's happening right now is the universe is pushing you into greatness. Whoa. What was that about? I don't know what that was about. I just want to point that out. Going back to Jason Miller, I'm going to get the book, and I think we'll probably do it tomorrow because I'm running out of breath. and I wanted to talk about the demons, and we've been talking about this for a whole fucking hour. The book that you need to start with, before we talk about consorting with spirits, we were guided to catch one book. We've got to read the first book before you can read the second one. So I've already started teaching you how to consort with spirits, but before that, let me find this book. It's Protection and Reversal Magic. And I have other books on, like, exorcisms and shit. Oh, that's the exorcism book. Order. It's gotta be over here somewhere. I'm not going to pull it out. I was just going to tell you what we're going to read from so you can get it for yourself, so you can know the difference. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the differences of if you're really being cursed, if you're under a psychic attack, or if you're just kind of mental. What does that mean? You're just projecting. Really? Yeah, I hate to be ugly, but yeah. Most people are not. They're not. There's nothing upon them. And the devil isn't real, so if you start with that, I'm really going to kick you in the teeth. No, I'm not. It's like a psycho has to listen to the people and their psychotic thoughts and tell them they're not crazy. And tell them where those weird thoughts are coming from and what they mean. That's all. But I hear some weird shit, bro. Especially in the form of spirituality. As I'm over there with my crystal ball in my hand. You wonder why they come to me. Why? Because it's normal to me. The things you're scared of are normal to me. Where are we at, demons? Oh, shit, the one you're scared of. Azazel. The guardian of the goats. Okay, let's pull one from the bottom, please, and thank you. Oh, shit. Oh. It says Baal, but it's Baal. And one from the middle. Oh, shit, there's one. Malcolm is actually standing straight up. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Seriously? Yeah. Who is he? He's the worst of them all when we're talking about this time of year. He's going for your pockets, bro. He runs the fucking bag, bro. Oh, shit. Well, I mean, my pockets is... If it was Fortuna, I'd be scared. If it was Fortuna, I'd be scared. But we've got Morgan and we're good. And who's Morgan? Me. I'm in my shit. And that's what it is. It's like, that's what Max said. This is your time to shit on the world. Instead of just taking you're spiritually constipated. Realistically, yeah. Let me tell you about these guys. Holy shit. I always want to pull them out as justice to get some people. I'd be like, go get their fucking money, bro. Go take their real power, which is their little coins. I didn't even have to ask him. He's doing it. I went to Cerberus. Ooh. No, we need the A's and the B's. Alistair, I love you. Asmodeus. Here we go. Do you know the original word for the scapegoat? Before it meant being the fall guy. It was part of an ancient the scapegoat. Semitic ritual mentioned in Leviticus, in which a goat was symbolically given as the sins of people and sent out into the wilderness as a sacrifice to the goat demon. Here we go with the offerings. It goes back to so many traditions. You would send out your best goat, and you would place your sins, and you would ask this goat to take your sins upon, and that this be an honoring offering to the gods. So going back to Santa Muerte, you know, that's just like praying to St. Jude. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Really? Yeah. They accept you in their dark, and that's why you came to the dark goddess. Because you believe that you were because Christianity, because the light has told you you were dirty. So you go to the dark to be made clean. You're never supposed to stay in the dark. We're just supposed to guide you back. We're stop signs to guide you back to the light. They've casted you out, and we reclaim you. We make sure that you are reclaimed and you go back out as the light. In full honor of the darkness that they tried to deny, and that's what it means, to reclaim your dark goddess or your dark god. To be what you truly are, despite being hated for it. You can hate me now. Thanks, Nas. Enough. No. Okay. Sorry, the Holy Spirits, they love to see. On both sides. Really? They get real dirty in the dark. It goes down in the... Really? Yeah, we love it down here. We love a good dirty beat. Drop the beat, Dre. Dre's dead. He's locked up in my basement, mofo. Realistically, yeah. Going back to that, the scapegoat. There's always somebody that's got to take the fall, is what that means. And we know what that means in realistic life, so apply that to your life how you see fit. Are you trying to put everything on somebody else, or is somebody trying to put it all on you? I put it on for my city, and that's really what it is. It's like, well, I don't know who was the scapegoat on this one, who said what and who did all this, but they sure was like, you know, whatever. I don't even know where it came from, to be honest. God, I don't blame people. If I tried to sit there and tried to understand the mental capacity of this woman when she made up this lie and where she was coming from in her psyche, I mean, I could make a career out of that, and I don't care that much. I look at the bigger picture, and that goes back to creepo people, the audacity. What the fuck made you think it was okay to come talk to me? God, can you come tell me if I'm cursed? I feel like something's out to get me, and my life is just, what's wrong with your life, bro? That's all I asked him. What's going on in your life? Oh, you don't want to talk about it, huh? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You pray to a dark goddess and you're afraid that the dark goddess is part of your dark life? That's what I told him. It's like whatever's in your life is feeding off of you. It has no power but the power you give it. So, you know, you assume it's dark. Why don't you just assume it's Jesus and you got that dark feeling sitting upon you, which is called your conscious. You could easily say that fucking Pac is a dark entity upon my life, is his instigative ways. Fuck him up, fuck him up. That's not darkness, he's the light of my life. What are you talking about? Hey, he's a little dark-skinned. Yeah, I think he's a light-skinned nigga. Realistically, I'm just saying, you don't know what the fuck is in your energy. I just want to see. What do you want to see? You want to see God? God doesn't have a form, douchebag. Who are you trying to see? Santa Muerte, then pray to her and put her picture on your wall. And then there she is. Realistically, if you don't have the eyes to see, then you don't have eyes to see. And I think the last thing you want to see is that fucking thing coming around the corner to come get you. If that's what you see, then she's coming to take you to hell, or to heaven, or to the other world. I don't know what she claims to be, and what claims she has over your life, but only the claim that you give her. If you keep claiming that this entity, if you keep claiming the devil's in your life, then you create this darkness in your life with a name and a picture according to what your brain believes. And then you try to tell people outside of you that it's there. The devil's out to get me. What does he look like? What does that look like in your life? I can't see this. It's a mass conscious thinking by your teaching. You believe in an imaginary being, and you say that it's the reason your life is difficult. I know that to be our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be his name. Who the fuck are you talking about? All glory to God. And when you know it's not of the dark, but it's of the light, and it's for you and not against you, it changes the whole narrative of what's going on in your life, and you become a Power Ranger at this shit. Oh, I'm out here with the cape and shit. Here comes my knight in shirt. What the fuck you want me to do out here, God? I won't tell this guy to calm down. I didn't think he calmed down. He freaked out and drove around the corner, and now he's back for more. I'm going upstairs now. He's going to be out there all night. That guy he always is stalking me. Now he just feels like it's a way to talk to me now. Now he started a conversation. Son of a bitch. I told you God was going to make it impossible for me to stay here any longer. Seriously? I fucking swear to God. There's no devil. Now you meet that guy. Going back to the scapegoat. That's what the goat was. Who's the goat? Jesus. He was the last offering. He sealed the deal. Really? Yes. In essence, it was supposed to be what God said. It was God's rule. He never allowed anyone to break the rule, so he fulfilled it through Christ. It was always said that way. That's why they sacrificed virgins, children, animals, bread, offerings. You always brought something to God. You don't know the stories, but I swear to God, that's how it works. You do it all the time with your church. You just don't understand what you're doing. and what they're fucking doing and how none of this is honoring to Christ. Oh, Christ. If you took that money yourself, bro. I don't know how much Mr. Plum gets. He's on a check. He gets his retirement and whatever. So the church knows how much they get from him every fucking month. Every fucking month he gives them 10% of what he gets, and they know exactly how much he makes by how much he gives, because he gives the same amount, because he's on the same amount. They're on a payroll from him, bro. I don't know what the 10% is, but he'll always give the 10%. They know exactly how much they get from how much each person's income is by how hard they push that 10%. And then they ask them to give for other reasons outside of the typical giving. God loves a joyful giver. We're gonna run a special one for Christmas. We're gonna run a special one for all these people that aren't getting their food stamps. We're gonna run a special one for the survivors of Texas. We're gonna run a special one for this retreat. They want special people to give special, especially. They want you to take and give to more organizations, but are they giving it to the organizations? Let me tell you this. If you took, let's just say, I don't know his income, bro. Let's take it minor. Let's say his income's $2,000 a month, which is a lot for down there. And he gives that church $200 a month. That's his 10%, right? Let's say how much better he would feel if he took that money and he said, all right, this is my bless them money. And he goes out every month or once a week and finds somebody to spend $40 on. Imagine how joyful he'll feel by fulfilling the promise of being the deliverer, of doing the diligence, just walking up to someone's door and bringing them $40 worth of groceries. Hey, I'm part of the church over there, and I'm doing some outreaching, and I just wanted to bless your family. Please make sure you can come into our church sometime. Well, amen. And then to them, it's like, God sent this person. I want to go see what they're talking about in that church. He might be a missionary for the church at that moment, but all he's doing is instead of making the church responsible, he becomes responsible. And he gets the feel of what it feels like to give to these people and these communities and people in need, instead of just giving it to the church. I don't know how that feels to put something I guess it probably feels bad not to put something in the bowl. I put my bubblegum in there. Just kidding. And then you look at someone like me. What do I have to put in there? Am I obligated to give God 10% of, you know what I mean? Give your church when I'm not giving his people and this, that, and the other, where I'm living off a 10%? I'm just kidding. Living on a prayer. I'm just saying. The goat was all about that. It all went back to, you know what I mean, giving an offering back. And that was our first one. We're not talking about blessings. We're talking about offerings right now. If you have offended a god or a spirit, something's out to get you, you are cursed, the best thing to do is make an offering. If you've offended a person, you make an offering. Send them an emissary. Send them a card. Send them something. You know what I mean? Make an offering. That's what this is about. Let's see. Inspiration. There are many situations that there's no one at fault, or the fault of so many people that no one person should take the blame. It is still important that we find one person to punish, whether that person truly deserves punishment or not. But when good things happen by, again, chance or confluence, we don't spend as much time looking around for the one person to reward, do we? And that's where it goes. All credit due to who gave it to me. And that's where it comes to. It's like, I don't have any ownership over Holy Spirit or any of that. It all comes from God. I'm just a messenger to the bullshit. Divination. Beware of looking for someone to blame in a situation in which no one person is responsible. Whose fault is it? We talked about that earlier with your Three of Swords. Who are you blaming for your heartache and your anxiety and your depression in your life? Who are you still holding on to the blame? Focus on fairness and offering equal praise for success as blame for mistakes. Alright, and then Baal. Oh my goodness. He's all over in the Bible. Baal is given dubious honor of being the first and highest king of hell's infernal monarchy. Yet, in the writings of other blah blah blah, Baal is given the title of Duke, ruling over the eastern region of hell. when they read through this book, you'll understand the regions. Why do they live in different regions? The 7 tribes, like, you must understand the angels fell to certain regions. They ruled over certain lands, just as the angels. Just not so much the angels, because you have the angels, the archangels, the cherubims, the this and that. They had authority. So his authority was where? And that's where I said each of them are from different lands, and they had so much authority. They took so many with them. Who were these people? They weren't people. They were the other fallen. Listen. He had 66 military units at his command. Where were those military units from? They were God's militants. They were angels before they were fallen. How many fell? Do you know the story? 2/3 of God's angels fell upon earth. Why? To the temptation of free will. The opportunity to be God and to give up our thrones, our position in heaven, to be what was proclaimed to be hell on earth. That's it. We ruled over the dark side of what God created. I was the first, and then came all of his angels and fallen. In essence, they saw me as the guide, but I wasn't. I was just out here doing my shit. Like, alright, this is what we're gonna do. And that's where I run the rebellion, and I run all of this. I run this shit. I'm gonna keep running. Alright, Wheezy F, baby. Sorry, it's a song, obviously. We rally the troops, and that's me, the goddess of war, is the Morgan. That's really what it was. Who am I? I run the dark. And that's what I told him. I was like, even if you had something dark, it would automatically be drawn to me, because I am the queen of the darkness. All dark spirits come to me, and they bring you to me for healing, just as they come to me for healing and guidance themselves. Really? Yeah, I bring them to the light. Going back to exorcism, I'm not going to hurt them. And that's why it's not even going to be no Catholic fucking type of exorcism. What do? Invite them in. I don't cast them out, I bring them in, lovingly. Come home. To what? To my being, which is the home of the dark and light. You're not going to understand the gateway to which I am. To which you could be as well. Anyways, going back to him. I just wanted you to understand is they all rule over different layers of hell, just like they will talk about the different layers of heaven, which are simultaneous. The dark and the light meet. It's an equal. Realistically, you can be in the light and the dark at the same time. You can cross over into the dark world, and as the darker you go into the dark world, it meets the light world. It's inevitable. You can't stay in the darkness without meeting, and that's the light. The light, when does the light end? Where it meets the darkness. But as soon as you cross that barrier, it's nothing but darkness. And once you cross the other barrier, it's nothing but light. We're in the in-between. There's really no in-between up there. And up there is here. If you can consciously leave the constructs of your mind. Stupid shit like the devil and shit. It's so stupid. Who rules over hell? Have you read the stories? Me? And who? My husband Lucifer, who you claim is Satan? You gave him such claim. Powerless pussy ass. What's he do? He sits pretty in a chair. He does exactly what he did in heaven. That's all we did. That's all they did. They knew nothing else. It was I that showed them how to push limits and be something else. They pushed the idea of what they were up there, down here. As above, so below. You shall reap what you've sown. They couldn't be anything but what God created them to be. You don't understand that. That's exactly what you are. You can't really be anything but what He created you. Because without Him giving you the spark of light, you stay in the dark. So they played their roles of heaven down here in what was proclaimed to be hell on earth. How do you access heaven? After you go through all the levels of hell here on earth? You want to ride with me? Realistically, pretty much. Alright, let's go on. In Old Testament, the word Baal, which is likely the origin of Baal, was term used to describe several old gods. Also see Beelzebub. But it was also often used in the general term for Lord, Master, person in charge. Sources disagree in which ancient deity, if not all of them, named Baal, eventually evolved into Baal. Baal is shown with the head of the cat, frog, and king, possibly to cover all the previous incarnations of deity. All his layers. He was considered a triple god. Obviously. Inspiration. No matter which Baal or Baal, there is much power inherent in the title, Lord, Master, God. Baal continued to be listed the head of hell. In some cases, the name became synonymous with Satan himself, because who could rank higher? Although names were also quite so powerful in our daily lives, we do sometimes make assumptions about people, places, or things based on what they are called. Divination. Beware of status symbols, names, ranks, or possession. Be sure that the person behind the title is worth esteem. And that's where God hides me. You know what I mean? It's like, you have no idea I'm a whole ass earth angel. Why? Because I'm hitting in the lowest levels of hell right now. But they're going to know that the goddess of hell is in the light. Once I step into the light, it's not like I won't be the goddess of hell. And that's like, my neighbors are gonna love me. You know that you're moving, we're gonna, and that's where it's like, don't be picky, don't make this hard. They're gonna make it hard. How accepting are they gonna be when they realize that they just moved in a whole ass witch? What about the first time I start praising and doing what they see all the time out here? Which is the candles, the incense, the phasing out, the dancing. If I don't have my own porch, this is gonna be creepy as fuck for them. And even on my porch, how long until somebody starts complaining about the sage? She's always smoking shit. There's always smoke going on. She's always lighting candles and stuff. It's not like I have neighbors or I'm doing crackhead shit. I'm not working on my car. I'm not fucking, you know what I mean, putting stereo equipment together. I'm literally praising God in the almost scary ways to what you believe. Real fears, I suppose. I'm like, well, I don't know how well I'll be accepted, but you're gonna have to accept this. This is the place where God has brought me next. This is the next level of hell. Realistically, something like that. Watch out for people's bullshit, and that's what I said. On full moons is the best time to see who's really spiritual. Are they practicing? Are they being ritual, or they're just pretending? They do it when it's, you know, when it's convenient. No, I don't got time for that shit during Christmas and during the holidays. I can't do that too. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much fucking priest work I gotta do during the holidays? Because it has nothing to really do with Christ. But we have to honor Christ because that's what people do. Have you forgotten about Hanukkah? In a couple days is the Buddha Day. I don't even have the things for Hanukkah. I mean, I do over there. See that? No. But realistically, there's all of this. It's like, don't even start with me. And yes, of course the full moons and all of the planetary energy, the 10 days going to roll through. We've got the Sabbats. We got, you know, American history and everything else. I am the real deal, bro. But I also have to I had to figure out, it took me a long time how to beat all of this and still figure out how to live outside with these weird-ass people. As weird as you think I am, the world outside is weird. How does a weirdo like me live in a weird world like this? I can be all accepting about the weirdos, but the weirdos don't accept me. How's that work? In a world of inequality brings the equal justice, the equilibrium. And then there's Malcolm. I hate to tell you, but he's about to fuck you. And that came up earlier. It did. The opposite of fucking success is failure, bro. He brings us the bag. He brings us the money. Really? Mm-hmm. He watches out for the monies, bro. So if you've got the dark in your pocket, bro... He's also like the demon Moloch. See page 95. Malcolm is a separate entity and no description of his physical whatever. He doesn't carry a royal title. Malcolm arguably has one of the most important positions in hell. One of the head of payroll. He is known as he who carries the purse in hell. Although there are maybe certain demons and blah blah blah. Anyways, go on to this. Inspiration. It might be an odd thing to consider that hell having paychecks, But if you think about it, there are probably quite a few civil servants working the files and administration in that place. Of course, some of those positions may as well be carefully chosen punishments, but given the alleged size of the place, there are certainly to be paid staff as well. Imagining the chaos without the organized budget, Melcombe becomes a very important member of the infernal hierarchy. Divination. Focus on budgeting and frugality. I told you. I know when. And that's what I told him. I told them that. I was like, the spirit told me not to go all Christmas because it has a plan for Christmas. I'm going to get them what we talked about, and that's what I told my daughter. I was like, you still want the freaking skateboard? Because I'm not going to be able to do much than that. And that's what I told them. We're keeping it down to $200 to $300 each. That means if both of them want a high-paying electronic, my son wants a fucking laptop, he might be able to get, like, a pair of shoes or an outfit outside of that, and it's done. We're not going all big. I can't go all big like that. I promised myself that, and that's a week's worth of paycheck. Really? That's 1 week. I'm giving up 1 week for their Christmas. And that's what I promised. I did all this just to make sure they had a Christmas, and the extra is supposed to keep us some money in our pocket for the next couple months. Remember, we were only living off of $500 a month. So this is a lot extra, but it's not. It's to prepare. It's for the fucking cold season that's about to hit. There's a cold day in hell coming, bro. There's a cold hell coming. And that's what I said. It's like, fuck. We want to be in our caves before that happens. They're going to send us into that place. Really? Khalik is coming, bro. The Ice Queen is coming. Which is basically Kobe. It's the fucking it's the female version of Kobe. Imagine Kobe with tits, bro, with a fucking period, with a fucking attitude. Imagine Kobe as a female coach. I think we all had that female coach in fucking in 6th or 7th grade called Miss Man. Imagine that, bro. That's the dark goddess that's coming. Khalik is not fucking Baba Yaga. She does this on purpose, dude. She pushes you into hibernation so that you can... She's the one that's, she's the anesthesiologist. She pushes everything into fucking sleep mode, bro, so that she can work her magic and make sure that everything comes back bright and fresh. You know what I mean? She's the one that cuts the fucking flowers on the, makes the fucking leaves fall. All of that. She makes your hair grow so that you're nice and warm for the fucking winter. She's that no-shave November type shit. Did you shave? No, I shaved. But you think about it, a girl that never gets touched and you know for sure nobody's ever going to rub your legs, I could really get away with it if it didn't bother me looking at it. I could get away with never doing that. Nobody's touching me. Nobody knows what's on my body. Realistically, I'm just saying. But no, that's not me. Nobody. No, not my body. I'm just saying that. Going back to this frugality is, watch yourself. Don't overdo it this Christmas, bro. You don't know what next year holds. You can't be certain that next year is going to be great and that you're going to be able to pay all this shit off. Don't do this, bro. Don't hurt yourself trying to please others. Be realistic, bro. And if you're wrong, then you can take and cash out on fucking, all of the fucking, all the sales that come in after Christmas. They drop the price on everything after Christmas. If you're wrong, if everything works out and you didn't have to save all that money, then go and take them on a fucking vacation for fucking, whenever. I'm serious, don't do this. It's telling you to be careful with your monies, bro. I don't know where you're at and what you're working on, but the last thing you need to be is, over-giving. They force that on you. This is the giving season. You must give from your heart and give freely and give joyfully. Give your love, give your time, give your energy. If you're in a place to give finances, and that goes back to it, don't just give it to some organization. Give it to the people, bro. Go feel the people and let the people know it was you. Let them hug you. Let them cry to you. Let them thank you. Let you know what your money is really worth to another person. Feel what that means to be a blessing. As we're talking about offerings, my eyes are filling with tears, you know what I mean? It's like when she gave me those cards, I'm so bad about receiving. I always want to cry when somebody gives me something. I'm so grateful. Those $2, I wasn't even a place of needing. It was just a place of being able to accept. Was I willing to do what it took, which was walk across the street and see what's up? And not be too proud to do it. I had money in my pocket. Was I being greedy? No, I was being open to receiving. And as I received, I made sure others did too. And that's what B said. I was like, damn. She's like, damn, every time I'm with you. I was like, I guess. She's like, yeah. And then she turned around and she hooked me up with some pie. I was like, oh, yeah. This is all good. It's all a giving season. Realistically, and that's what I told her too. She gave me a little bit too much. I was like, bro, I feel like I'm getting over on you. She's like, you're not if I gave it to you. I was like, I feel like you were overly generous and that you gave me too much. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I was like, okay, well, you know, if you need anything. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I just felt like it. And that's what it is. It's like, you shouldn't have done this. You didn't have to do this much to show me you cared. You didn't have to go that far. I want you to understand that. You don't have to. It doesn't come with a price tag, bro. I used to believe that. For Christmas, if I could just get them what I could make up for a whole year of not being there by a couple of really awesome gifts under there. And not just a couple, like 37. But 36 last year. Really, bitch? I'm serious. I gotta keep them I have to keep them really grounded in earth and explain to them what you want is expensive, and we don't live like that. But I promise, you know, I prayed to God to get you what you wanted, and I can give you what you want, but not much more. Luckily, my kids are older and I can have this, but even when they were young, I would have to tell them the truth. You know? And I'm blessed, you know, I still have some Christmas offerings coming in from the school to help them with some extra shit. I signed both of my children up for something. My daughter's going on $100 gift shopping and stuff, so they'll have a good Christmas. But just for the rest of you, don't feel bad because you can't get your neighbors and your coworkers and you can't go to the Secret Santa this year because you didn't buy a gift and you didn't get the doorman and you didn't get this person and just everybody that gave to you, and you just be honest and vulnerable. People understand. I'm so grateful for this. I really wish I could return the gesture, but I'm so not in a place this season. Please forgive me. Please don't see this as a sign of my, you know, a lack of love and integrity towards you. I just don't have the finances to show you my love. Those words alone is all love, bro. Just, you know what I mean? Anybody would tell you it's not about a gift. I love you too, man. That's real love, bro. Thug love. I love you, man. Really? Yeah, watch out for that. Really? Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, watch your bag. It's gonna stick the bag. It could happen. I'm gonna leave at that, and then we'll do another reading tomorrow. I still have tomorrow off. I'm gonna wake up and do a bunch of shit. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Alright, Kesha, is that what we're doing? I like how you didn't put... That's what's so interesting about the P. Diddy thing. He could tell whatever story he wanted. When you tell a story, you get to tell the story. And based on the pictures that you put together, this is the story. There's a million stories people could tell about Diddy. He didn't talk about any of that. He didn't talk about the freak-offs, which we know, and that's why I wondered. And it's like, he said he never went. Why would he talk about something he doesn't know anything about? That's not what he was trying to show, that he was a freak-off. He was trying to show that this guy was a bad guy. He didn't need that to show it, and that was the point. They showed all of that in fucking court for those that cared what was happening, supposedly. And somebody else could make a whole another story and show only that, how he was with just women. But he chose to show a different story. And that's what it is when, you know, I was talking about my documentaries, there's more than one story to be told. There's a million stories. It's not one story. It's what narrative I want to tell you of what happened and then show you what particular parts. But if I don't show you the whole story, you'll never get the whole story. I'm just showing you a part of my life. I'm letting you into one part of my life, not all parts. But when I take the documentary and I decide to make multiple stories, now I'm giving you the whole picture on multiple platforms. Ooh, I guess we're almost done. 10%. We're about done. Really? Yeah. So going back to Diddy, we got a glimpse into who Diddy was as a businessman. And that's where it is like, you know, we got a glimpse into R. Kelly as who he was as a lover. That's all those surviving R. Kelly stories were. How they survived a relationship with a guy like this. Oh, well, let me tell you my domestic survival stories. realistically, yeah, so I could relate to some stories like that. But they didn't talk about how he was as a songwriter or as this. So as this next documentary comes out in 2026 about Michael Jackson, remember, they chose what story they wanted to tell. We could tell a million stories about Eminem, or we could focus on one story and only play film and picture having to do with that story and leave out the whole rest of his part of his life. And that's what media does, is you can hide behind one narrative without knowing the whole picture. Integrating your darkness is showing the whole picture. Where you let people think that you're, that's the magician. You allow them to think that you're what but you show them what you truly are, always. And they're captivated. Because you don't deny. And I'm seeing Tony Montana. It's like, he didn't deny what he was. He said, I'm loyal, I'm honest, I'm true, I'm a good fucking person. But if you fuck me, and that's where it was. It's like, it's over. And that's where people try to hide and pretend that they're not devious, they're not vengeful, they're not lustful, they're not greedy, they're not angry, they're not hurt. Are you okay? No, I'm fine. Bitch, you ain't fine. But okay, you fine? Fine. And that's where you deny what you really are. You know what I mean? You're like, and that's where it is going back to Diddy. He only wants you, he's mad right now because you look at him poorly based on what they told you about him. I don't want people to see me like that. How do you want them to see you? So you're going to come out and change our view with another story, and that's how it happens. Somebody else can come out and make him look like a different type of guy. It's all in the story we tell. So I could tell you a story about Russ, but then somebody else could come out, one of his fans could tell you how he changed their life and how his music is so inspiring and it's this, that, and the other. They see Russ and I see Russ. What do they see? They see what's on the camera. What do I see? The man. I see what's behind the man. I see the man in the mirror. How do you see the truth in them? I see what you don't, which is right on the surface. People look at Wolfman, all these, hundreds of thousands of women that follow Wolfman, they see what they want. And that goes back to my twin flames. You tell yourself whatever you want, but it's not the truth. Have you told yourself that I am the Holy Spirit yet? That the Holy Spirit loves you, and in the name of God tried to come into your life and take you away? That was the narrative. You can't lie and change that. That's what happened. I have the videos to prove it. God sent me, the Holy Spirit, into your life to love you and pull you out of there and create a new life with you somehow, as friends, as family, as possible lovers, as something in the name of God. But because I didn't come in a package that was, priority delivered by FedEx, and I'm all banged up around the corners, you didn't accept the message of God that came to you. Or am I just a crazy girl on the internet? What lie do you tell yourself about who I am, opposed to who I tell you and show you? Do I not show you behind what I tell you? And that's where you can see the magician. The mask is falling. I live the life I deserve. Blessed. Fuck a vacay, I feel better at work. Blessed. The audacity. That's just it. Why does God bring these type of fucking motherfuckers in my life? Because he wants you to learn from them and for them to learn from you. Can you believe this? I have to go back outside here. I know he's out there, bro. He'd be out there in the middle of the morning watching me. He watched me all the time. I know he'd be watching. I just didn't think he was going to come up and talk to a bitch again. That's so crazy. That's some shit I could expect in my twin flames. Who the fuck are you? That's like some baby daddy type shit. Does everybody do this type of shit? Damn. Think he's gonna follow me to my next house? He might. Especially if I ask him to use his truck to move me. That was a good one, Holy Spirit. That was a good one. No fear. Fuck him. He wants to fuck you. You better get a ride out of this bitch. Just kidding. It's not funny. It's just a change in perspective, realistically. Really? Yeah. I thought you were a really bad guy, but God said that, you're just kind of fucked up. This is what happens a lot around here. Sorry I got you in trouble. Just because you wanted to fuck me. Sounds like something I should have said to Bobby years ago. I don't want to go outside. Come on, God, you're fucking with me. There's a full moon out there, and there's some guy out there. God damn it. He's fucking with me, and I can't even call for help. Why? Because they don't like me no more. They're trying to throw me out of this bitch. I'm all on my own. All eyes on me. Shut up. Come on, Thug Life. We're going outside. You better talk to this guy. Hey, I love you guys. Blessings. Make an offering. Be a blessing. Change your life. Be a good person. All that great stuff. Face the darkness. There's no such thing as the devil. Good Lord. I love yous. Bye.